Hello, friends. If you're new, welcome. If you are a fan or a subscriber, welcome back. I really appreciate the patronage. Today, I'm going to be talking about the Late Bronze Age 2 and Iron 1 Age sites. Let's go! In this episode, I am only considering relevant archaeological data. We can recognize historical and cultural developments by analyzing settlement patterns. Around 1250 to 1150 BCE, when the Middle East was transitioning from the Bronze to the Iron Age, these changes were profound. We have only preliminary data from the Transjordan during this time period. A few sites do show destruction layers from the late 13th to the mid-12th century, but with subsequent reoccupation. On the Phoenician coast, now in Israel and Lebanon, we generally find a continuity of Canaanite culture from the late Bronze Age into the early Iron 1 Age. At that point, the people who would eventually be known as Phoenicians gradually supplanted the population. On the modern Israeli coast, we find several Phoenician sites. At Akko, a late Bronze Age Egyptian fortress met its end in the 13th century, replaced probably in the 12th century by new settlements that produced Phoenician and Syro-Phoenician pottery, along with some Philistine bichromeware. Judging by abundant Iron II remains, the Phoenicians were quite active at Achziv with evidence of prior occupation. However, most Phoenician and Cypriot tombs in this area belong to the 10th to 7th centuries. Tel Abu Hawam is another important site on the coast. However, several excavations have not clarified the stratigraphy of the late Bronze to early Iron 1 horizons. One thing we do know is that phases 5 to 4 at this site, containing late Cypriot and late Mycenaean wares, was destroyed by fire sometime in the early to mid-12th century. Recent excavators suggest that this change denotes the arrival of a new population similar but not exactly the Sea Peoples. Our present limited information on the Phoenicians tells us that they moved south along the Levantine coast as far as Dor in the 12th to 11th century. They did not expand inland until the 10th century. The first new Iron Age 1 settlements were characterized by late Mycenaean monochrome, plus other Mycenaean, Aegean, Cypriot cultural artifacts. In the southern coastal region, late Mycenaean 3C1 pottery roughly dates to the time of Ramses III. The time of Ramses III was 1184 to 1153 BCE. The late Bronze Age Egyptian fortress at Deir al-Balah was rebuilt and used until the late 12th to mid-11th centuries. Egyptian residencies north of Deir al-Balah show signs of Philistine pottery and burials, and thus could be considered peripheral Philistine sites. After Egyptian residencies ended in Tel el-Farah and Tel Jimma, though not necessarily through destruction, we can see Philistine pottery and burials, so that these can be considered peripheral Philistine sites. Another cluster of sites can be found in the Yarkon Basin. Within the city limits of modern Tel Aviv lies Tel Kassil. While most Philistine sites were conquered and rebuilt, they built Tel Kassil from the ground up in the early 12th century. Throughout Iron I, Tel Kassil was a well-planned urban site, indicating that the newcomers had arrived with a fully developed urban culture, complete with Cypriot, Mycenaean, and Aegean traits. Well, friends, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, press the subscribe button, and if you would like to know when I come out with new content, hit the bell next to the subscribe button. My Twitter, Discord, email, and PayPal links are in the description, along with the source that I used for this episode. If you wish to support this channel, you may do so on my PayPal link. Question everything and never be afraid. Here are a few videos from my library. If you have not watched them yet, go ahead and watch them and tell me what you think. Until next time, friends, goodbye.